Park Lodge Hotel Group is a proud sponsor of Style and Glamour by Yolanda.
Welcome to Style and Glamour with Yolanda's. We are so excited today because we have a girl here that you're going to want to listen to. All of you think about doing something that you have passion for, and you have to have a full-time job, and you have to earn a living, but you also have a passion for something else. And today with us is Candy Costas, who is a fabulous woman who has taken her life and really turned it around. She has a great job. She is a partner with a private care company, and now she is a fashion blogger. Candy, welcome for coming. Thank you. Tell me about, you work for a private care company.
Yes, Yolanda, and thank you. I'm really excited and appreciate being here today. Yes, I do have a full-time job with a private care company. So as a nurse, I'm working in healthcare, but I'm drawn ever since I was a young child to the world of style and glamour, like
and you look it. You
thank
look
you.
it. It's great.
Thank you.
But now, just recently, you started blogging. Now, a lot of the women out there probably don't know what blogging is, but think about it. Let's talk about that. You started this after your long day.
Well, I didn't either know what a blog was. Probably if you asked me when did this all begin, it began when I was very young and I was first holding a Barbie doll. I loved clothes. I loved anything to do with clothes, jewelry, makeup, hair, shoes, scarves, everything. And it became just a way of life for me. As I got older, what I learned is that not only are clothes fun, but they're really an effective tool for enhancing your life. And this passion became what you might say is an obsession. And sometimes friends would invite me over and ask for my advice on what to wear, help me with this, well, how would you wear this scarf? And then it turned into me giving advice when it wasn't asked for, and not always. So I was offering advice and making comments when I maybe shouldn't have. So I think after observing this, my daughter suggested to me last year, Mom, why don't you start a blog as a vehicle for all your ideas and your passion about clothes? I didn't know what a blog was. I never mind how to start one. But
she helped you.
She helped me. My husband helped me. And last October, my blog, Gingerbred, was launched.
Now, where's the name Gingerbred come from? I mean, you would think of it as a food, probably.
Right. So it's ginger-bred. As I was starting my blog, I thought it needs to have a name. It needs to be unique and not just something fashionista, something typical. I wanted it to be something that defined me. So I started to think about what defines me, what makes me who I am about my style. And I thought of my mom. My mom, whose name was Ginger.
Okay.
She passed away 10 years ago, but she was, for anybody that knew her, full of life, very stylish, colorful, and very strongly opinionated. So I thought, okay, I need to use that to define my blog, but how to tie it in. So I was driving to work one day and thinking, ginger candy, ginger ale, gingerbread, then gingerbread, B-R-E-D. Oh my gosh, the light went off. I called my daughter screaming with excitement.
That's great. That's a great story. Now, with all the fashion bloggers out there, because there are a lot, what sets you apart, different than anyone else? And I mean, you know, there's so many of them, and it's become a way of life today. Right.
Well, my focus is a lot on clothes, so giving people real specific advice on how to put outfits together with low-cost items, mixing it with higher-cost items, just practical advice for business, for fun. But it's not just about the clothes. I really believe that style and beauty isn't just about the clothes on your back. It's about the energy that comes from inside you. It's about how you live your life, the things you surround yourself with in your home, not just saving the good things for special occasions, but enjoying those good things every day, exercising, trying new things, that introduces you to new people. So it's not just about the clothes, so it's more about a way of life. And I hope to inspire people, men and women.
Well, you do. You give us an energy. I mean, I think in the kind of work that you really do as a partner with this great company, you now give that energy out at the end of the day. You have that excitement at the end of the day to do this.
Thank you. I do. I really do. And I hope that this is an inspiration. I think that for most of the people that read my blog, and I know I have subscribers ranging in their age from their 20s way up until near 100. But I think the main audience is probably middle-aged women because they relate to me. I'm 56. I work full-time. I have children. I now have a grandchild. I've had personal difficulties in my life, so life isn't always easy, but it doesn't mean you can't pick yourself up and still look good, and I think looking good makes you feel better.
Right. Well, I think that's what's so amazing about what you're doing now, because everyday life that you see so many tragedies and things that happen in the healthcare field, that this is just a release for you, and then you turn this on to everyone else and let them feel good about themselves. That's really great. What about the most popular posts that you find have been working for you, that you feel that you get a lot of action from and you get a lot of people talking about?
Interestingly enough, some of the more popular ones haven't been about clothes.
Oh, great. Okay, tell us about that.
One that comes to mind is Goya, G-O-Y-A.
Okay.
If you know the expression, a lot of the younger people use YOLO,
Okay.
You only live once. Goya is get off your ass.
Okay.
And what I mean by that, respectfully, is in talking to people day to day, women my age and close to my age, people always say, oh, where do you get your energy? I'm so tired. After work, I don't want to go to the gym. You know, I'm too tired. But, you know, this is our one life. And once we're gone, we're going to be horizontal for a long time. So I think that it makes sense to try new things and do things after work, exercise, try a hobby. You don't always feel like it. I get tired too, but you have to give yourself that push to try new things, and it opens up a whole new world to you. So I tell people, if your husband doesn't want to go, that's okay. You can go by yourself. If the weather's bad, oh, it's raining, it's cold outside. So wear a warm coat and put on your boots and go. So I think Goya is one. Another one is aging gracefully. I did a post on aging gracefully. I happen to not like that term. To me, aging gracefully means giving up.
Never.
No. I believe in living gracefully, being grateful, being appreciative for what you have, being a kind person, and always being open to learning new things, but not aging gracefully. I think it takes effort. It takes effort for a woman to look nice, especially as we get older.
Right.
And aging gracefully to me means elastic waist, don't color your hair, things like that. And I think that for every person, everyone needs to know what's right for them in terms of how much effort, whether it's Botox or color your hair. Some women look great with all gray hair, but everyone needs to determine for them how they want to look and what they want to do. But I think putting effort into it affects how you feel and how you interact with people in the world. So aging gracefully is another. Some of my more popular fashion posts, one is white to work. I know you're a fan of wearing white year-round.
Right, exactly.
And I think white is very elegant. It's striking. You don't see a lot of people wearing it. So I like to wear white even to work. I like to mix up the textures. For example, this jacket isn't a solid cotton. It has texture to it. Mixing it with a solid skirt so you don't look like a nurse, even though I am a nurse. I don't want to look like one in a suit. So mixing up textures when you're wearing all white. Another one might be no baked potatoes. Baked potatoes was about a post I did on wearing beige, all beige. I once read in an article years ago where a woman said, women that wear all beige look like baked potatoes. And again, I think all beige is a very elegant.
I love it.
It's a classic look. And I think that if you wear your makeup appropriately so that you're not washed out, and your jacket and accessories add some contrast, beige can be a very elegant look.
Those are great posts. I mean, you must have gotten great reaction to those. And you have some things on Facebook, so for some of the people that don't know about blogging, I think they know about Facebook, even if they're not probably lined up with it and set themselves up so they could be on Facebook to go with you. The sponsors that you work with, like you recommend different stores. Do you work with different stores or salons, or what are some of your favorites?
I don't work with any, Yolanda, but I do have my favorites, and
Okay.
I'm very happy, and I mention regularly about certain shops that I like. One in particular is Revolve. It's a consignment shop.
She was on our show. She was
yes.
great, yes.
Yes. Revolve is one. There are some other wonderful consignment shops in Boston. There's a shoe store that I've shopped at regularly, Koyo on Newberry Street, and I believe there's one on the North Shore as well. I like to mention stores where I have success and I have luck, where people are helpful in the stores, and where I think middle-aged women find things that suit them easily. Sometimes the bigger department stores, while they're great and you can find nice things, it's sometimes easier and less overwhelming to be in a smaller boutique.
Well, I think it's wonderful because a lot of times, you know, women go online now to find something, but then they don't really see it. They see a picture. But to have your advice and listen to you because you've been there and you've experienced it, then you can really guide them. It also gives them, I think, an attitude. Don't you find that when you dress, it gives you a certain attitude about life in general?
Oh, absolutely. It definitely makes you feel good. In fact, I would tell women, unless you feel fabulous about what you're wearing, take it off and put something else on.
Exactly.
You should walk out the door really feeling great about how you look every day.
Well, I used to find that when we were in business for a long time that girls would come in and we had them looking like $1 million and they felt wonderful, but then their girlfriends would come and make a comment about it's not you. And then she'd change her mind and she'd get something that she really didn't like because her girlfriend liked it. And I think that what you're doing is convincing them to be themselves.
Be themselves. Be true to yourself.
Exactly.
and learn what suits you and the message that you want to send.
Right,
which
exactly.
could be different on a day-to-day basis.
Well, you know, you're dressed in a fabulous classic dress that can go anywhere. It can go out tonight, it can be in the afternoon, it can go to a funeral, it can go to a cocktail party, you can do anything. And so this is really important because you're able to do that by taking that basic dress and changing it 100 ways. Now, right now you have the white fabulous jacket and you have the necklace on, which I love. But if you were going to go to work today, you'd probably not wear the necklace. You might wear the jacket and the skirt. But then tonight you're going out. So tell me about that. You could change that.
Actually, I'll tell you that this is an Annette Lepore jacket.
Nice.
Yeah, very, very nice. Bought at French Lessons in Winchester. This skirt I'm wearing is Agnes B that belonged to my mother. So this is a hand-me-down from Ginger's closet.
Now it looked like a dress the way you put it together.
Exactly. The tank I have on is from White House Black Market.
Oh, I love them.
So very, very good price point.
Excellent.
But looks great with a variety of things. So I'll show you that if I wasn't in a work situation,
you could just go from day to evening without running home and having to worry, because you travel a lot now for your business.
I do.
So that you have to make sure, look at how glamorous that is. That's
right.
Wonderful.
Oops.
You can just keep that little thing with you and throw it on at night and have a complete look. Oh, it's beautiful and so glamorous.
Right. It's so simple. Actually, this was probably about $20 at Revolve. So,
wow.
Yes.
Now that's not fur. That's feathers.
It actually is. It's feathers.
Oh,
It's feathers.
It's
yes.
feathers.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Now I noticed on your Facebook page and you have a lot of scarves. You get lots and lots of scarves. Is that because you show people that you don't have to spend a great deal of money, but you can really look fabulous just by changing the scarf?
I love scarves. I think that probably 90% of the time I don't leave the house unless I have a scarf. no matter what season, no matter what's the weather. In fact, people have teased me about it. A girlfriend once said to me, oh my gosh, it's 80 degrees and she's wearing a scarf. Or a host at a restaurant, it was in the summer. I walked in and he said, is it really that cold outside? And I felt like saying, it's not about the cold. It's
fashion.
It's a fashion. It's a look.
Fashion statement.
Although sometimes I do get cold easily. And if I have a scarf, and sometimes I might pop it in my purse, if it's cold in air conditioning, it's warm, and even around the house. So it's multifunctional. It does keep you warm, and it's a great look. I've even worn them on the beach.
It does. It just adds a lot. You know, I always tell a story. We were headed out one day, and I always bring a scarf because I'm always cold. And we were going out to Foxwoods gambling, and we were sitting in the back seat, and my girlfriend Carol had some coffee, and it just flipped over, and I had a seatbelt on, so I couldn't get out, and I'm sitting in coffee. We were halfway to Foxwoods, and they said, we have to go home. I said, no, we don't, because I didn't want to. I took this huge scarf and wrapped it around, just like a sarong. It covered all the dark coffee. We spent the rest of the day there. We didn't disrupt the day, and thanks to that scarf, I was able to continue through the day.
Right.
But it was amazing how functional. I mean, it keeps you warm. It's a fashion statement. And many people stopped me and said, gee, I love your pants, and that scarf is so beautiful.
Right.
They just thought it belonged together.
Right.
They didn't know I was
funny?
just trying to cover the stain of coffee. But
Interesting. It reminds me, I recently did a presentation at an assisted living in Weston. And at the end of my presentation, this lovely woman in a wheelchair raised her hand and said, I have a beautiful scarf that someone just gave me as a birthday gift, but I don't know how to wear it. If I go get it and bring it back, will you show me? It was lovely. It was a soft cotton white with cobalt blue paisley pattern and gold flecks. I wrapped it around her and left it asymmetrical, and her friends were all oohing and ahhing about how lovely she looked. So,
but no, it's true. And there's another story I have that's so amazing. We went to Italy with my grandchildren, and we were going to this big ball, and all my gowns and stuff were packed in the suitcase. They lost my suitcase on the way to Italy.
Oh.
We got to Italy. No, we had to go that night. So we got back to the room, and the children, I told them, take a shower, and they said, what are you going to do? You're going to go shopping? I wouldn't have time. Well, I had this huge gold paisley scarf, huge, in my pocketbook, and I had no luggage. The children changed. They had their luggage, and I literally tied it like a halter, a very glamorous halter with a little cowl neck, and I had on beige leather pants. And I said, we're going this way. And you know, thank God I did, because in Italy at that time, gowns really weren't as popular as girls wearing beautiful tops with leather pants. So I was right in style, and it was lucky that I lost my suitcase.
I bet that looked fabulous.
But my grandson came out of the bathroom, and he said, Grandma, I didn't know you found your luggage. I said, I didn't. That was in my pocketbook. So scarves travel in your pocketbook really well.
That's right.
It's amazing. Now, you're doing all these speaking engagements. That's really exciting for women to hear you talk, not only to read about it, but to talk about it, because you do it with such passion.
Yes, thank you. The name of the presentation I put together, and it's customized depending on the audience I'm speaking to, is 6 Steps to a Stylish and Current Image. So depending on the audience, it helps women to take the steps to really have what's in their closet that best suits them, so it makes it easier to get dressed every day.
Right.
And to look appropriate for every different occasion, because obviously, depending on where you're going, you're not going to dress the same.
Exactly. But you know, women have closets full of things they're never going to wear. First of all, they don't know what to put with it. They clutter their closet so that they really can't they just reach for the same thing every day.
Yes. Yes, so it's important that's one of my steps actually.
Is to start
That's one of my steps.
Organize your closet.
Yes, you have to go through everything. But let me tell you what I consider to be the most important step of the 6 steps is to define your message.
Okay.
So I believe that every single day when you walk out the door, your clothes on your back give a message about your intention and what you're doing. For example, well, people might say that's not nice. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover, and people think that's not really nice. However, it's a fact of life, and as you know, especially when you haven't met someone, you immediately, when you see them, begin to form opinions about what they're wearing. So it really is important, whether it's in regard to your personal or professional life. I love this
glamour
shrug,
look.
glamour.
I love the glamour.
However, in my day job, it's very important that my message say, I'm serious, I'm professional, I'm mature, I'm a caring person. I can't dress sexy.
No.
So I need to make a conscious effort to dress conservatively and professionally. Now, when I go out in the evening with my husband, that's a different thing.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, that's wonderful. I mean, I think that's so important because a lot of, as I said, when girlfriends come in, I'll say, well, it's not you. What do you mean it's not you? I mean, you have an image for your business every day, but you still can have that little fantasy world that you love, and all women love it. All women love the touch of glamour.
Exactly.
We find that.
That's funny. That isn't you. It reminds me of a little story. My sister had seen a blouse at Revolve, and she was sending me a picture of it, and I don't know whether I should get it. I don't know if I'll wear it. And after talking about it, I described it to me, and I said, well, is it you? You know, is it you? And she said, I don't know who I am. So I think sometimes women, they don't know the look and who they are, and that's something that's important to think about.
Right. Well, I think that, you know, you've hit the nail on the head when you, now speaking to women, as I said, you're bringing out all of these things that they've thought about. They're afraid. I mean, I know that I've gone to a lot of luncheons, and I wear a lot of hats because my hair, if it's not right, I get nervous to be there, so I'll wear a hat to just coordinate. And you have women say every day, oh, I'd love to wear a hat, but not many women are wearing them. And I said, but if you want to wear it, why not? Especially on a bad hair day.
Right.
It's better to have a hat on than having the hair looking terrible. And I'm a firm believer of keeping a lot of hats in the closet, but women want to wear them. And it makes a statement. It gets them through the day. They don't have to worry about running to the hairdressers if they don't have time. So there's so many things that women can do, but with your speaking engagements and your blogs, you'll be able to assist them in all those things. Now, do you have is there an important thing that women really ask you about that they feel is, like, what's their first step they should take? Is organizing their closet or just taking a look at themselves?
I think it's taking a look at themselves. I think defining their message and understanding who they are and what's the message that you want to convey. And then once they do, there are other steps. But then probably the most difficult step for women, I would say, is shopping. You know, even though it's fun, and I would imagine you love to shop, I love to shop, I think it can be very overwhelming when...
Yes, it is, especially the major department stores.
Yes, it is. Everything looks pretty. You see some things that are on sale. People are telling you, the sales ladies are telling you, oh, that looks great, or this is trendy and this is in. You don't know where to begin. So I think if you define your message, what you need, you do the closet steps that I go into in my presentation, and then you make a list. I like when I go shopping, and I do this today, is to know what I'm looking for. I know I need a basic white shirt, or I need a new black pencil skirt, or I need black booties. It's to go into the store focused on what you need so that when you go in there, you're not overwhelmed.
Oh, you buy a bunch of things that stay in the closet and
you never wear them.
Why did I buy that? Why did I buy that?
Right, right.
But you know, you're really a firm believer of consignment shops. Is it because of the price point or because of the intimacy of them more than anything else?
Oh my gosh.
Or just great finds, maybe?
Everything. One thing I like about them is when I do pass on the clothes that I no longer wear because they don't fit me well anymore, or I don't wear them, they're out of style, I feel like it's not a waste. If my daughter doesn't want it, I can make a little money.
Exactly.
The other part about consignment shops is you can buy things that are at a higher price point than you would normally buy, and you don't feel guilty. It's just fabulous. I've found some wonderful designers. I've learned about designers that I never even knew about before. It can just be so much fun because it's a small shop and you can go in regularly.
It's like you find this little piece there.
Yes.
Wow, what a find.
And some things that you would buy in there, they would otherwise be what I would call an investment piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think for people that don't have a big wardrobe? What would be the first thing you think they should buy?
Well, I do have a list of top 10 basics.
Okay.
All 10 off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but things like a basic pencil skirt, waterproof boots. Actually, that's actually an investment piece as well. Waterproof boots. My husband tells me that an investment piece is something that increases in value as years go on. He said, "What do you mean clothes are an investment piece? They're not going to increase in value." But these particular boots I'm speaking of, Aquatalia, they're black suede, they're tight on the leg, they have a nice 3-inch heel, they're elegant. So regardless, and they were pricey, but I've worn them so many times, and I can look elegant in whether it's a blizzard or slush when I'm going to work. Great. And I've worn them so many times that I told my husband, if you divide the price by the number of times I've worn them, they were cheap.
Now, speaking of your husband, he's in some of your blogs, which is fun.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes, he is. He's been a good sport about that. And actually, I do have some men following the blog, and they have asked for different pieces of advice. So I do post advice for men as well. One request was, how do I make my casual wardrobe, my social life for a young man look better without looking preppy?
Okay. Great questions.
Yeah, so men need advice too. And by looking at a blog, it might be a way to get advice without being intimidated in a store.
Exactly.
You're in the privacy of your own home. A friend of mine recently said that after showing her husband my blog, he came down dressed in a way that he had never done before, and he looked great. So
now that you're so beautiful and so young, you're a new grandmother of 3-month-old baby.
Yes.
Maybe we'll have some children's advice. Tell us, you think you're going to start doing that?
I'm sure, because they're a part of life, absolutely. I believe I actually did a post on baby clothes. My preference happens to be on the more traditional, like you would see in England on Kate Middleton's.
Oh, right.
Not Kate Middleton, Prince. The Prince is the little...
Prince George.
Yes, the baby. More in soft pastels, comfortable clothes for babies, rather than mini versions of adult clothes.
Oh, I see that.
More like Ginger would have chosen.
So Ginger has been your inspiration.
She has been, in many ways, although we're not exactly the same. We see eye to eye on some things. When I get dressed for work and I'm more conservatively dressed classically, I think this would be Ginger approved. When I go out in the evening and maybe wear something tight or edgy or sexy, I think, oh, Ginger would have said, for God's sakes, Candy, dress your age. You're almost 60. But that's okay. I think
that's great.
One of the advantages of being middle-aged is you gain confidence, and you know who you are, and it's a nice thing, and you please yourself and not other people.
In a real comfort zone.
Yeah.
Now, for those people that are watching that really don't blog or aren't on Facebook, how can they reach you? How can they follow you?
Well, my blog is www.ginger-bread.net/blog, so I hope people will check it out. And
so they don't have to be a member of Facebook or anything else
not
to
at
still
all.
reach you?
They can just go to my blog. They can click on subscribe, so they can become a subscriber. It doesn't cost anything.
Oh, that's great.
It doesn't cost anything. That just means they'll receive my posts on a regular basis.
So they'll be able to contact you and still ask questions about their wardrobes.
They can ask questions. They can leave comments. It's fun. It's private.
And you'll be doing a lot of speaking engagements now, a lot for women's groups and functions and Chamber of Commerce's and all of that. They're always looking for great speakers, so you'd be perfect for that.
Absolutely. For business events, it may help places of work to improve their presentation of their employees.
Oh, I used to love when the banks, we used to let them all wear the same blazer so that they didn't have a wrinkled blouse when they greeted you. And they've given that up. Now they let them wear what they want. But I'm a firm believer of that. I think it represents your business when you see someone in that uniform, it just looks so much better.
It really does. It really does. So that's one place I'll be available to do engagements, in boutiques,
Right.
to maybe create a fun event.
Right.
To get more people in the stores, and then, of course, in assisted living facilities, because that's what's most near and dear to my heart.
Right.
Is no matter how old you are, people, women, men, love to be complimented. Don't you look great?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And I know, you know, if I'm lucky enough to live into my 80s and 90s, I know I'll be one of the ladies with lots of makeup and bling,
Right.
and nice clothes. So I enjoy encouraging women and inspiring them to look their best.
Well, you know, especially when they get older, they remember when they were all dressed up and went to all these functions. So they still like the clothes, and they want to hear more about it. They want to see more of it. And you're doing such a great job. You're having this wonderful job, a great career, so you can have it all. Women always says, can I have it all? Yeah, you can, like just what you said. You have to get up. What is to get off your, why?
Get off your ass.
And make your fashion statement in life.
Yeah, go low.
That's great. Thank you so much for coming, Candy. It's been a delight, and I'm sure that all of the women out there have been inspired today and really are very excited about listening more about what you're doing, and maybe attend your speaking engagements, and of course, logging on to your blog. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and thank you, Candy, so much. You're an inspiration to every woman. I know that I think you're pretty fabulous.
Thank you,
so
Yolanda.
much.
Thanks
Look forward
so
to having
much.
have you back on.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. And for all of you out there, keep watching, because there's more Style and Glamour with Yolanda's coming up soon. It's great. Did a great job.